Hey there, beautiful souls. Just Intuitive Angel Healer here with your grounded guide to the spiritually awakened survivors of the toxic shadows. Welcome to my new YouTube channel and updated podcast channel, Spoken Like an Angel, Enlightenment for Survivors, where my prophetic words are meant to help stimulate so you can raise your vibe and elevate. Thank you so much for being here today. Today is August 23rd, 2023. And today's message or episode is episode number 63, Mercury Retrograde Can't Hold You Down. And it's an angelic message of encouragement because we all know retrograde can be hard. And what is retrograde? Well, it's the planet Mercury, which is the planet responsible for communication. And when Mercury retrograde is happening, the illusion appears that the planet is spinning backwards. So when you think about that, it's kind of like if you drove up next to a car and the car looked like it was going backwards, but it's really going forwards. If you've ever seen that, or there's like illusion pictures out there, that is where the communication gets off. There's a lot of things really affected. Your finances are really affected, and also travel is really affected. So there's some important do's and don'ts, and some to do during Mercury retrograde. Some people don't believe it, but I am a firm believer because it's the energy of the astral environment that we're in. So when I heard some videos, and misinformation just kills me. I don't know. I can't do misinformation. And I keep running across these Christian videos that are projecting fear out there, and they keep saying that you don't need to, like, astrology is a sin and talking to the angels is a sin, but prophetizing isn't a sin, and I don't get it. So I need to let you know that there's nothing wrong with knowing about astrology, because the church has been using it for many, many years. They just won't share that with you, especially the Catholic Church. But we have these tools. God wouldn't give us access to these tools if we weren't allowed to have them, because there's so many people that know numerology and astrology. And when people are usually using pendulums, it is not witchcraft, because I don't practice witchcraft at all. It is simply using a spiritual tool. So God really wants me to say this to any of the people that are spiritual leaders or upcoming spiritual leaders, or, you're just getting a following. Please stop projecting out fear messages to people, because this is how I'm hearing the whole Salem witch hunt started, is by projecting things like, oh, people are witches if they drowned. Same kind of concept. So there's a lot of paganistic rituals that happen on this earth every day, because I feel like this isn't the kingdom of love that we were supposed to be in forever. This is the kingdom of lessons, and that's why you feel like it's HE double hockey sticks on earth most of the time, because this is the planet of learning lessons. How many movies out there have you watched that it said we all go to Earth because the environment's easier? Because if you go on another planet, if you watched The Good Place, for example, I know this is entertainment, but it's just, to connect with you. But they were saying, like, on the other planets, it takes thousands of years to be able to learn this one little lesson and spiritually grow. So you got to be grateful but you got to also know what kind of energy you're working with. So Spirit just wanted to really put that out there. Stop telling people stop using sage. That's just the devil. If you're coming to me telling me not to use sage, I have a lot of questions for you. And I don't know if I trust you, because sage is a plant, first of all, made by God, and pendulums have crystals in them, again, made by God and nature. So it is not that I'm going to say this one more time, and I really have to, because, we're talking about communication, and I'm going to speak my truth. And I just really would like people to stop putting out their fear messages when it comes to spiritual tools, because if they're used properly, you will connect to the right spirits. But it's, again, the person's energy that is holding the tool that determines it. Okay, because I picked up all this stuff having no idea of nothing. And you know what? I haven't had any gremlins come and attack me in the middle of the night, because I play with oracle cards, 555 as I say that. I do, however, have a stalking ex-husband that I've been divorced from for 6 years, who has made it his personal will, and along with my family, to do anything and everything to make me look crazy and discredit me. I will say that. So, I had somebody at the beginning of my spiritual awakening told me, you need to be really careful reading oracle cards and talking to angels. You're going to have a bad entity jump in there. And I'm like, really? Well, that's funny, because first of all, the darkness does not like me. I'm too square for them. I tell too much truth, and I have boundaries, which they hate, because they can't just do whatever they would like. And I don't just go along with everything. So if you have some discerning faith and values, guess what? Moths flock around to a flame, right? Moths are drawn into the flame. Of course, you're going to get some low vibe people around you, but unless you go looking for it, I promise you, you're not going to just fall into witchcraft unless you're really wanting it. Let me know how this resonates with you, because it drives me crazy when people tell people stuff like that. So people are like, oh no, I'm not going to sage because God's going to be unhappy with me. Really? He wouldn't have made it, and he wouldn't have had so many medicine men and women come before that were light workers to show how to use it. All these things aren't coincidences, guys. So I need to really, I'm going to make a video today about Mercury retrograde, so I'm not going to really go into it too deeply, but I do want to share with you, because I have this message. I always share my message at the end. I usually give you guys some enlightenment at the beginning, and then I give you a message for my light workers out there, my chosen ones, whatever you call yourself. If you're of the love and light, this message will apply to you in your mission. And this is the Mercury retrograde message of how you should proceed. So I do want to make a note that today is August 23rd, 23. So 2323 is an angel number, and it's actually just like a special code. So I've been seeing the number 23, and 23 is actually Michael Jordan's number, right? Off of the Bulls. So if you've been seeing 23 a lot, this is a sign from the angels, and it's about, and it's tied to the planet Uranus, and this planet's known for eccentricity and unpredictability. It represents change, progress, innovation. And then, so I went to go and look up more about this, because this is all tied into the number 23. So 2323 is a sign of divine guidance and protection. It's a message of balance, growth, and self-expression. 2 is a number of balance, cooperation, and harmony. 3 is a number of creativity and joy. So in tarot, the number 2 means partnership, balance, and division. Number 3 is acknowledgement. And number 2 is choices to be made. 3 is expansion and collaboration. 23 also means transformation through others. And that's where so you're going to probably be having some karmics coming in that's why people surface up from the past, because Mercury retrograde makes you think of the past. It's not because it wants you to reconnect, because you have that ex that you're like, I've been thinking about my ex a lot. Should I reconnect with them? The answer is no. Do not connect with anyone from. This is not about reconnecting with the past love. It is about those people coming back to resurface to get out of your energy because they've overstayed their welcome. That's how you need to look at this. Do not look at Mercury retrograde as romantic, because check it out, every relationship that you start during Mercury retrograde will end. You know why? Because the planet appears to be going backward at the moment. And if it's going backward then that would very well make sense why that relationship's not going to stand, because it's an illusion. And see, I already had a skip in there, so this is already telling you there's a lot of technology issues going on during Mercury retrograde. Back up your files, make sure that you have copies, and if you're going to be sending out stuff, you need to show up. Like if you're going on planes, travel, you need to show up early. Do not sign any contracts. Don't do stuff like that. Don't make any major life decisions, and don't accept the ones from the past, because just like I said, the relationships that you create during Mercury retrograde will come untied because it's all an illusion, right? That's why you don't make big purchases. You don't start new jobs. Don't start new things. It is very important not to start new things, because you will have to restart them over. So don't restart new jobs. Use your intuition rather than using logic. Look at problems or issues from a new perspective and with a new understanding. Don't make big purchases. Don't go on any first dates. It's all about reflecting. This is like Mercury retrograde, I feel, was put into place for us humans to slow down and actually do self-care. Because the more you try to, like, don't go launching new coaching programs or any digital new series. This is time for you to create and be in your own little space. It goes on. August 23rd is the start of it, and September 15th. So it's 3 weeks, guys. And it's 3 weeks of you're going to have vivid dreams. And I've already started having them. And it's all about the people of the past. And it's because you're about to go through a severe major change. But the good thing is that most of you, if you've been out there doing your journey and working on it and doing what you're supposed to, you don't have anything to worry about. You just need to keep tying up the loose ends and keep rejecting that energy and pushing it back and returning it to sender. But the karmics, however, they've done so much, and it's like crazy, because we're also in a super moon, okay? And like a super moon portal opened up yesterday. Like the astrological environment is crazy right now, because we're having a sturgeon moon on August 30th, which is a super blue moon, because there's two. A blue moon is a second full moon that occurs with the same calendar month. Okay, so like there's a lot of stuff going on. It's important to stay very grounded right now, because a lot of miscommunications are going to be happening. So a lot of arguing and fighting and misunderstandings can definitely be happening. No launching new businesses, no new. We don't want to do new. We want to do start it with review, renew, revise, rest, evaluate, redo, rewrite, reboot, reflect, rethink, relearn, reassess, reveal, and rediscover. So definitely it's about visiting the old without the emotional lens, and actually tying it up and walking away from what you're supposed to. And right now it's really important more than ever, especially if you're a light worker, because you're literally not the same person you were even 5 years ago, when I'm hearing 2017, when your karmic lesson really kicked in, because you weren't understanding it, and then it just really kicked in. So in 2017, something significant happened and really got you on the spiritual awakening. Now you've been spiritually awoke before, but now you're like super spiritually awoke, and it's time for you to start changing, because going back to this number of 23 chapters appear in the book of Revelations, and it actually, the number 23 appears in other religious texts like the Quran and the Torah. So this is all about making changes in your life. Or if you've already made a lot of changes in your life, you're on the right path, continue to move forward. So really focus right now that it's all about transformation and moving forward, and encouraging you, having a positive attitude. You have a lot of divine beings that are around you right now, helping clear up this karmic energy. But it's really important for you to not get into your ego and react. And that's why you don't need to argue with people, because this is about to be closed up for you. You've been patient, you've been doing your work, but use your Lightworker powers for good is what I'm hearing, and use them for something other than arguing. You would never see Buddha up there just arguing, right? Buddha would irritate someone because he would make them so mad by not arguing, by just standing there and sitting there and closing his eyes, and that would make a narcissist angry, right? So you got to start thinking more of a spiritual point of view, and that's not to get revenge on someone, because that is what lower realms do. Okay, that's what makes you karmic, is because it's a never ending revenge cycle, and it never ends. There's just new participants, but it never ends because nobody ever learns the lesson. So right now, if be very gentle with yourself. You're going through a lot of changes. The retrogrades are happening, the super moons are happening. Get out there with Archangel Haniel this full moon and release. Full moons are about releasing, 1707 as I say that, and new moons are about manifesting. So, and also some of you manifest with the moon cycles, so that's why it's important for you to start getting to know little by little. You don't have to be the greatest astrology person of the world, but the more knowledge you have, the easier your spiritual awakening will be, because this is to get you to answer your prayers. You ask God that you didn't want to deal with this no more. You didn't want to deal with these people. And that's why a lot of people turn to the darkness, because you don't have to take accountability in the darkness. But you know what? I would rather take accountability for any sin that I have and clear it off of my energy, versus carrying that burden around and just being sad and knowing that I screwed people over and I'm okay with it. Yeah, I can't live that way. So that's why I'm like, I'm sorry I did that. I was in my ego. Doesn't give an excuse, but that's why I did it. I was in a mental health issue. Whatever you were in, declare that to your ego so you can have a reason for yourself. God doesn't need a reason. You need a reason. Your ego needs a reason, so it can go, okay, well, that's a valid reason, and then it'll let you heal. But until you make friends with, you can't be fighting your shadows and your ego. You can't. You gotta come together. They're part of you. I'm hearing, come together right now over me. Oh man. So you don't fight yourself in this, okay? The other people that are karmic are the ones that are the lessons. Don't be fighting yourself for this. That's what caused all the trauma. Is for so many years I blamed myself, I fought myself. And the karmics did that on purpose, because they thought I was going to take myself out. And I woke up one day and I was like, what am I doing? I'm exerting all this energy into beating myself up, to calling myself all these names, to dragging myself down. Meanwhile, the person that should be really getting all this energy isn't, and they're stealing my energy. So now I'm feeling like crap because I'm sitting here drained, because I have somebody siphoning my energy, and I'm running my head into a wall. Because until I cut that negative attachment to that person, it's not going to change, because they're not changing. And, that's why opposites attract. But it's like when evil and good just don't mix that way. They end up being a lesson. I'm sorry, they just end up being a lesson. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button if this is helping you, and definitely hit that bell button so you'll be notified when I have more videos that come out, because I'm going to be putting out more educational videos so you guys can understand the teachings that I have here, and not just because I'm more of a spiritual teacher and an encouragement speaker than just a card reader. There's nothing wrong with being a card reader. If that's obviously one thing that I am, but that's not the only thing that I am. And I feel other spiritual workers can understand that, because when you have all these gifts and you're out here to share the love and light, you kind of feel demeaned when you're like, you're just a tarot reader, or you're just a this. No, I'm not. I'm a tarot reader. I'm an oracle card reader, and I'm a prophetess from the Lord. So stop diminishing yourself. Spirit wants you to know this gift makes you awesome, but you make you awesome. Okay, it's like your personality matched with your gift is what makes it so awesome. And that's why other people, if they're stealing your stuff, it's not going to work for them, because they don't have your personality. It's like a thumbprint. Remember that. So if you have some of those karmic lessons pop up during this next 3 weeks of Mercury retrograde, don't get mad. Don't get even. Okay, don't get quick. Very slow to anger. You need to very slow to anger. Okay, because it's not going to help you anything. And if you get angry, you're just connecting with the darkness and they're tricking you. So that's what got me to stop angering, is I knew it was a trick from the darkness to get me knocked out of my divine flow. And I'm starting to spiritually awaken to this, but that's why the karmics had about 20 years to play, because it wasn't that I was in a deep, dark place of, I wasn't hanging out on the corner in a gutter. I was going to school. I was living regular, normal life. I was a CNA. I was married. I was just unhappy because I was around people who didn't have my best intentions in check. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button. 2233. I'm going to give you guys your light worker message. Please let me know how it resonates. This is your message for Mercury retrograde going forward. And so the first message they want me to share is, there is someone who is a karmic that you need to, a karmic lover from the past. They're not ready to admit that they're wrong. They're most likely won't admit that they're wrong. Their love language is physical touch, and they enjoy physical expressions. But unfortunately, when they don't have this when they have this absence of physical touch, or if you don't give it to them, they feel isolated in their relationship, right? And so, like, they're really sprung on you, on your energy, and that's why it's been so hard to cut this person off. And you left them there in their feelings. They're trying to get over you. They're heartbroken right now, but you need to be the stronger ones, because they're a liar, liar, pants on fire. If you haven't already got the confirmation, you're about to get a confirmation. They're about to get caught in a lie. They're definitely cheaters and pathological liars. They're not ever going to admit that they're cheating, and somebody's actually going to get caught with their pants down, is what I'm hearing. And then I'm hearing that song, "It Wasn't Me," from Shaggy. So there you go. That is a confirmation. And I am hearing, "I have a secret. I used you as a rebound to get over a past relationship. I was an ego, not love." Confirmation that this is a toxic connection. Don't take it personal, though. It is not your fault. But it will be your fault if you reconnect with this person. If you're already in separation, keep it that way. Do not let this person come and schmooze you back, because somebody's got a sexually transmitted demon out there. And that's why all this stuff's happening. Just like when the last Mercury retrograde was going on, 2444, as I say this, I was telling you guys there's a portal that these karmics are getting, like, it's a portal closing out so they can't come back in, right? And some of the karmics somehow didn't get in that portal and they stayed here, just like some of you have karmics from a past life that snuck on your timeline just to come here and bother you, just to create a bunch of lessons for you. My ex is that karmic that snuck on this timeline just to come and cause chaos, but not for any good godly reason, just to do it, just to irritate me. So I want you to start looking at these past people instead of being like, oh my god, they're the best thing I could have ever had. No, because if they're in your past, they're definitely not the best thing that you could have ever had. They're the thing that you had to settle for because you weren't ready to heal yet. How about that one? Fit that on, ego. It's about being in divine timing right now. And know that you need to stop asking for permission. 1 second, I gotta get a drink of water. See, the darkness is already trying to mess with me, where I can't get this message out because they know I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. And I'm not going to sit here and this is coming out just me talking. So I love it when the darkness does this. It messes me up or tries to mess me up. So I'll have my day wrecked and it's not going to happen because. So if you guys hear me like having a little coughing problem, it's literally the darkness doesn't want me to give you this heads up because they want you to be feeling crazy during this Mercury retrograde. I know it. I already had a dream. It already kicked it off. I'm telling you, I've already seen the signs. You need to stop asking for permission though, because again, you're in divine timing. Go chase your dreams right now. And there's a song by Knowledge, Nawledge. Go listen to that. Stop trying to do it like other humans. You're not like other humans. You're being finally guided to do something different. Don't let people dim your light. Right now, there's a lot of opportunity and change and growth. And Mercury retrograde is actually in Virgo, which means, hold on 1 second. So when the retrograde ends, so Mercury is in, this time it's in Virgo. Virgo's ruling planet is Mercury. The effects of its backward spin will be milder and kinder on other zodiacs. So if you're Virgo, you're going to be really getting hit. My ex is a Virgo, by the way. Mercury begins its backward motion at 21 degrees and ends at 8 degrees in astrology. The planet Mercury retrograding and its degree may cause mayhem in these sectors for the zodiac. They might feel a bit disillusioned and trapped with their travel plans not working at the start of the event. And when the retrograde ends, the zodiac might feel the tremors of Scorpio's foreboding, intense, and dark energy. It is predicted that an uncomfortable truth will be revealed which could shock but liberate them. Craziness. And Virgo, which is characterized by its orderliness, preparedness, adhere to routine, hard work, money management, and general fastidiousness. It could put well thought out plans of all the sun signs in a tizzy, so one might feel like losing control over life situations, but don't. One good thing that could come out of this phenomenon is that the zodiac signs will be inspired to become creative problem solvers. So I'm going to leave this at the bottom. It's from lifestyleasia.com, and this is how it's going to affect your personal zodiac. So if you click on that link, you can see which zodiac you are. But if you're a Virgo, I suggest you get grounded. And if you're a karmic Virgo, buckle up because all your dirt is coming back. And it's not because I did anything, it's because you did it. I didn't do it, you did it. You need to take accountability. That would be the first thing to change, I'm hearing. So I'm also hearing if you're an indigo child out there, you need to understand that you're in spiritual warfare. People are sending you evil eyes and spells. You need to do a cord cutting. You need to do a releasement ceremony. Go look that up. They're astral projecting into your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You need to say your prayers. Pray up. You need to get prayed up, because people, especially the karmics right now, this is like their last hurrah before God starts showing them who's the boss. And they're also sneaking into your Akashic records. So, like, stop answering questions when people are asking you all these questions. They're doing it because they're getting information on you, because they're trying to set you up. Right now, Spirit wants to remind you of the karmic law of growth, which is number 4. Number 4 is a number of foundations. When we change ourselves, our lives change too. Know that you're never too old to learn. You just need to always do your best. In agreement, number 4 of the 4 agreements, and that's 444, guys. Wow. Your best will change moment to moment. Always do your best and avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. And the 4 agreements book would be an awesome book for you to get. You can get it off of Amazon. You can even get it on Kindle, probably. Do the job right the first time, because you're in Mercury retrograde. No shortcuts right now. This is all about helping heal your inner child, because you have a child. And you need to, those little eyes are looking up to you. You need to know that beginnings have to have endings. 1010 is very significant for you. Confirmation of a cycle completed. You need to tie up those loose ends and chapters. You're about to go into your destiny. This was their divine destiny, and everything is and has happened in divine timing. Live and let die from Guns N' Roses. For those of you resonating out here with this, know that you're a prophetic word speaker, and so is your child, especially if you have a rainbow child. They may not be right now, but you're going to have to heal this situation, that the karmic and all this energy, that's where your main focus is going to be, to start clearing that out in love and light and not in harshness. You need to start walking in your path more. You are divinely protected, and Bible verses help with your healing. Confirmation, you are sent by the Most High to share prophetic messages to help others become a believer and have faith in God again. You're supposed to create some kind of ministry, even if it's a chosen one ministry, but you need to start working on your third eye during this Mercury retrograde. You are a certified spiritual teacher. And here's a confirmation that you're going to have to be dealing with some toxic besties ahead. So not everybody's your friend. And if they're calling you boo, bestie, girlfriend, bae, that's not always the case, because those are the same people that'll stab those knives in your back. They smile in your face. They're stabbing you in your back. If you choose toxic friends, you will receive 7 to 10 year karmic cycle of chaos. So choose wisely, okay? If you've been praying for change, stop choosing the old thing that you're asking God to remove out of your life. You're asking God to remove things out of your life, but yet you're literally going back to the same fishing hole. Go to a different fishing hole. Go to a different state. Somebody, this confirmation that your vehicle is on its way. You're going to be getting a surprise loan. It's going to be inherited. Something like that's just going to happen for you, because when it comes from the divine, it just happens. You don't have to try that hard. So know that the angels are coming to the rescue. If you've been seeing angel numbers, they need you to ask for help due to free will. You need to start believing in miracles and know that manifesting is all about asking, believing, and receiving. Release that negativity. Things are starting to come in divine timing. That's why all this astrological craziness is happening. Tuesday is very significant for you too, beautiful souls, but most of all, give love a chance. You need to know that just because these karmic people hurt you, especially this person that's going to come back and try to get back in your energy, don't give love a chance with them, okay? You know, the ones that totally ghosted you and hurt you, that's because they're emotionally unavailable, and no amount of you loving them back to love is going to get them there. Unfortunately, love is something personal. You have to do it yourself. So you can do it with other people, but if you don't love yourself first, You can't fully love another. I have proven this. We can come and chat about it all day long because I have proven this to myself. I didn't love myself enough. That's why I let all these toxic people in. Why did I not love myself enough? Because the people who were supposed to love me first showed me a lot of hate and misdirection and misinformation. And now I'm aware of it. Now you're aware of it, beautiful souls. Don't let them ruin the next 40 years of your life. Somebody needs to really hear that. I want to go ahead and share the letters with you. I have F, C, X, R, H, P, F, Q, L, F, and then I heard Molly Ringwald, Tony Danza. These are actors of the 80s. Lily, Monet, Steve, Barbara, Nellie, Jenny, Bonnie, Lloyd, Sarah. And then the song is Angels Above Me by Stick Figure. So I'm going to go ahead and read this prayer and then close this out. Thank you so much for being here today, beautiful souls. So the morning prayer is by Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Heavenly Father, I humbly come before you, recognizing the power held within the words I speak. I earnestly pray for your mindfulness and discernment that I may never utter words filled with hate or hurt towards others. Instead, may my tongue be an instrument of encouragement and upliftment, bringing light and comfort to everyone I encounter. Grant me the grace to choose my words wisely, reflecting your love and grace in every conversation I have. In Jesus' name, I offer this prayer. Amen. I love you, beautiful souls. Your angels love you, and God definitely loves you. Don't give up today. Have a wonderful day.